Hey Flosstube, how you guys doing? It's your girl Lori here, also known as Sharky Stitcher on this channel and on Instagram. This channel is about cross-stitching as a hobby and yeah, nerding out about it a little bit, so welcome. It's been a minute for you guys again, I'm sorry. Had a slow stitchy bug as I had in the last video, but I have gotten more stitching done, so that's cool. I'm also really getting into the mood to stitch a lot more, so that's got me excited. And I have some exciting news for you guys too, but I'm not going to share it till the end of the video, so you guys can skip forward if you want. I won't know, but I won't judge either. But yeah, nice seeing you guys. I've missed you. Update. I think the last video I was talking about entering things in the fair. If you follow my Instagram, which I post on there a little bit more frequently, so I recommend that. You'll know that I got a couple ribbons. My Maiden in Tubataha back here, she took first place and best of show. So that was really cool. She got first place in the beaded category. She was, again, the only thing in the beaded category. Why does the beading not get any love? That is so not cool. But anyways, you can't see it, but it's hanging like right here. My tiny little Teresa Wentzler dragon got first place in the under 5 inches category. She was also the only thing in that category. So it was kind of a freebie ribbon. And then let me show you, I got it down here. My Halloween window took third place in the other category. It went up against 2 needlepoint designs, and I don't think they knew what this was. They did do me kind of dirty with how they displayed this. If you guys check my Instagram, I showed how they displayed it. First off, they put it in sideways. Then they covered this part of it with the tag, and then they covered this part of it with the ribbon. So like you could this is how much of my piece you could see basically. So I'm like, y'all did me dirty with how you chose to display that. But yeah, what the heck. People always ask me about this design. It's a magazine piece. I will show you the magazine I got it in. So it's this one here. It is the Cross Stitch and Needlework October 1997. I did change the colors, and don't ask me what they were. I pulled stuff from stash, but here's what the original colors looked like. Lots of greens and oranges. So yeah. And I added extra stitches to the cats to make them a little less blocky. I switched, there's some really teeny tiny Smyrna crosses around the border there. I subbed beads for them. And then I put beads in the cat's eyes and the bat's eyes. And I used some metallic around the window. I think that's the only changes I did. It was mostly color related. So, but yeah, I love it. I think it looks really cool. So yeah, that's where you can get that if you want to know. Now you know. Alrighty, so that was the fair. So that was cool. Let's see. Life update, non-stitchy related, I guess you'd say. I'll make this quick for you. Braces are still a thing. I knew my orthodontist was lying when he said I'd be out of them by the end of summer, because it is now November 2nd. And I'm definitely at least got 2 more visits to go. So the projected estimate was 18 months to 24 months. I think I'm at like the 18 month mark ish, because I got them on in May last year of 20. This time of year I get so bad about the year because it's about to change. So 2022 of May is when I got my braces on. So I'm kind of hoping we don't make it quite to the 2-year mark and it's freaking May of next year before I get them off. I don't think it'll take that long. I think I'm pretty close. He said I'm a few millimeters off with my bite, but hopefully I don't regress again. So, because I'm ready to floss like a normal person and eat salads again, because salads, I love salads, but I hate them with braces because everything just gets too intertwangled. So I can't take it. All right, also got a trip coming up soon. I'm leaving for Texas to get my tattoo finished. Let me give you guys a sneaky peeky. It's my shark tattoo. So this part here is basically done. We're just gonna finish the sunset and the wave up here. There's a sun in here somewhere, but he's got to finish putting all the colors in the waves here. I don't think much is gonna happen. This is like the sea foam of the wave. He might, yeah, I think he's gonna do some more stuff up here too. He also said he's gonna touch this one up, but you guys can't see it too well, but it's my clownfish tattoo. He didn't do this one, someone else did. which there's a big bruise right there. Looks like my fish has peed in the water. That's from pole dancing. I still am doing that too. Yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. Actually did my first performance last month, so that was fun. Hoping to compete next year in pole dancing, so yay, lots of fun. Okay, what else are we going to talk about? Okay, so some of the exciting news that I'm going to have for the end of the video is I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I will give you the details at the end of the video. That's all the info you get right now. And then probably we're going to talk about the Chatelaine European cross-stitch sales going on right now. It's from November 1st to November 15th. So there is 10% off all of the Shadeland kits. We'll probably talk about some Teresa Wentzler tea type stuff. Nothing too dramatic, you know, but just kind of like FYI. If you're in the know and if you've watched my Instagram, you kind of know what's going on there. I'll show you guys my whips. Not a ton of progress, but you know, some. And then I don't really have a lot of haul, but I have some ClaybyKim haul to show you because it's been a while since I've seen you guys. So I've picked up one or two here or there. So I have kind of a pile to show you, even though I have slowed down a lot. I'm taking this off. I'm tired of it slipping off my shoulders. I have slacked off on catching ClaybyKim dragons, but because it's been several months since I've seen you guys, the couple that I've picked up here and there, it's like a lot. But compared to what I was doing last year, like I was hunting hardcore last year. So being a little more choosy now. But, so let's see here. Let's talk about the Chatelaine sale first. So this is always an exciting time of year. I actually did not partake last year or this past April. They usually have a sale in November around like kind of like Black Friday-ish type stuff. And then they have a sale in April, probably for tax return, but I don't have the kind of filing status where I get a return anymore. So, but I didn't partake. So European Cross Stitch is a company that puts together the supplies for the Chatelaine mandala kits. I love it. It's pretty much the cheapest way, especially if you're in the United States. If you're in a few other countries, sometimes the shipping kind of makes it not worth your while, especially if you get like charged for customs. But she packages them up all so nicely. This is a full kit, and by a full kit, it means that it's got all the specialty fibers, all of the solid colored silks, and all the beads. You can order them without Glorianas, because Gloriana silks are so back ordered that it will take a long time for your kit to get to you. If your kit includes Glorianas, even if it's one skein, it's going to take forever. So they give you the option to order them without. You can also order it without the MPIs or the solid colored silks. They do not come with any DMC, and they typically don't include the chart. A lot of them, they don't even have a hard copy of the chart, which I highly recommend. If you're new to Chatelaines, don't get the paper charts. Get the PDFs because they're so much more useful. But yeah, this is a Violet Patch Mandala. Oh, I cannot wait to start this piece because these colors are just, oh, I'm loving them. I'm thinking about doing this one on like a dark charcoal color, opalescent, because I gotta have my sparkles, guys. I feel weird when I don't have it. So yeah, those are the things you can order. A lot of times what I will do sometimes is if I'm getting a couple things here and there, I like getting my Glorianas. Because I have so many kits. Actually, I just took an inventory of the kits that I have. Like the kits and then the bead packs. Just because like, since I've been on, not really a hiatus, but I slowed down on the stitching this year in general, I kind of forgot what I had. So I went through and did like an inventory. That way I don't accidentally order something twice. That, and I like to kind of prioritize. Okay, I have the bead pack and the chart for this one. Maybe for this sale, I'll get the threads for, this one. So, but one thing I like to do is to buy the bead packs and do a separate order, just bead packs. Because a lot of times when you do that, you will get your stuff in a week because they don't have to wait on anything. They usually have a lot of them. So I do that a lot. And I love getting my baby rattle mail because you pick up the package. It just sounds like a baby rattle. I don't know. Makes my toes wiggle. So I'll do that, and then I'll just wait for the threads to come, when they do. So which charts do I have my eye on this year? I haven't fully decided. I try not to order too early in the sale because invariably I will order And especially if it's a bead pack and I get it before the sale is over, I can like not help myself and I end up going and ordering more. So I try to wait a little bit further into the sale and kind of be picky, choosy with what I want to get. I have a couple ideas of things that I want to get. So yeah, I'll let you know in the next video what I end up getting. Okay, now let's get into some TWT. Now, by TW, I mean Teresa Wentzler. So a few things have come up that I just want to go over. I thought about making a video when it happened, but then I just settled for making an Instagram post, which I've since deleted. I deleted it because, well, I posted it and I said I'm going to delete this afterwards. But basically, her website is no longer active. It's been axed. They sent out a warning, hey, the website's going to be down, or, you know, will no longer exist as of, you know, this day. So they gave us some warning. So I posted basically like an announcement on my Instagram, and as soon as the website was taken down, I took the post down just because I didn't want someone stepping on my post later and being like, oh my God, what's like I didn't want it to be like back in the bulletin board days when someone revitalizes an old thread kind of thing. So I just deleted it afterwards just because I figured by the time they deleted the page, I did all I could to reach people ahead of time. Now, the reason I tried to do that is because there's a lot of freebie patterns on her website. Her website was such a resource for, like, it had floss lists, which if you're not familiar with Teresa Wentzler, real quick, let's go over Teresa Wentzler. Maybe you've never heard of her before and you just happened upon this video. So Teresa Wentzler is a former cross-stitch artist. She hasn't designed for a very long time, but her charts are known for lots of colors, lots of blends, lots of fractional stitches, and oh, they're just so opulent. So I'm just going to go over kind of the history of Teresa Wentzler for me personally. I'll give you my story with Teresa Wentzler. So I first discovered her in 1999, let's say. And basically I walked into an L&S and I was looking for a peacock design. For some reason I had it in my head I wanted to stitch a peacock. And one of the store gals brought me this, and it is peacock tapestry, and I about died because back in the day, like, it was hard to find like complicated, like detailed, real looking kind of cross stitch charts. Like, I wanted the big projects. I wanted to like use more flosses. Like, that was what I was into, you know? So, which was funny because my mom was with me at this store and she was like, oh my God, look at that floss list. Because yeah, it's extensive, you know? Like, it's the whole inside bit here. And the thing with her, let me show you this little smidge. It's not numerical order. So like in these brackets are all blends. Yes, there are some blends that have 3. But so it was real, and you can see I made like little tally marks like from when this is the actual first chart of hers that I have. I will never get rid of it just for sentimental reasons. But yeah, it was hard. And I remember when I started stitching this, I found, oops, I missed this color, you know, so I had to run and grab more kind of thing. So her website was so good because it like made the numerical floss list and it made it so much easier for you to do your floss shopping. So, but if you're like, oh no, I want that stuff, fear not. There are some tech savvy girls that we have in our Teresa Wentzler, like, I'm trying to think what the official name is, but basically there's a Teresa Wentzler group on Facebook, and some of the tech savvy individuals there have swooped in and basically saved the website in like files. So it's in the files section. So I highly recommend joining that group. If you are into Teresa Wentzler, you should join it anyways if you're into Teresa Wentzler. I do think some of the freebies are available there, like not just the dragon freebies, which, let me backstep a little bit. So I found Teresa Wentzler, found peacock tapestry, fell in love, fell into the world of Teresa Wentzler. This is when the internet was pretty babyish back then. But I got online and, you know, on the back of the charts, like, oh, here's all these designs by Teresa Wentzler. So I found all these other designs, and a lot of them were out of print at the time. And then I found the Teresa Wentzler bulletin board, which that is still active. Like, it's still a thing you can go and look to, but nobody ever talks on it. It's like a relic, you know, so you can still go, but it's also kind of outdated internet because, like, a lot of, like, the posts on there, like, You can't see the pictures anymore, like it's crippled out. I'm not a tech person. I don't know what the technical term for all that is. But you can still go to the bulletin board, but basically everybody's on Facebook now. So if you're looking to like collaborate with other stitchers, Facebook's where you want to be. But I found the bulletin board then, and oh my God, it was such a thing for me back then. Like, it was just another world. Like, it was such a fun place. We had like a general chat. We talked about more than just stitching. There was a section where we could like ask Teresa questions, and occasionally she wasn't on there a lot, but like we could like, you know, ask questions or make like design suggestions like, oh, hey, we'd like to see, I don't know, an elemental dragon or something like that. But Teresa was mostly known for her dragons. Like, let me show you the cover of the Fantasy Collection book. This is the castle. I think that was her first design, and it was one of the most well-known dragon designs of hers. Personally, I'm not really interested in doing it because I don't like how the wing is cut off. Like, that messes with me. There has been someone that's added the wing, like charted it, but I still don't like it. Like, I don't know, it's just not my, it is cooler looking in person. Like, it looks kind of bland in this picture, but it is so much cooler looking in person. But anyway, she was known for dragons. So, years go by, and pretty much whenever Teresa put out a design that I liked, I would buy it, thank goodness. But around 2008 is when I hit my stitching hiatus. Like, I was in massage school, I was working on my bachelor's degree, I was raising teenage kids, you know, or I think they were preteen at that point, but you get my meaning. So, like, I just fell out of stitching. And then I came back into it in about 2018 or so. And I think that was the year, like, I go back into stitching, and I just out of curiosity, like, I'm on YouTube, which wasn't a thing back in the day when I was stitching. And I think, I wonder if anyone's making videos about Teresa Wentzler. So I found a few, and that's how I found Flosstube. So she was a gateway drug for me on many fronts. So yeah. And then I found out that she basically discontinued all of her dragon designs. And a lot of people don't know the story behind that. And I feel like a lot of people don't want to talk about it. And I thought, whatever, let's talk about it. I'm going to have a little sip of my coffee over here since I'm spilling some tea. Not really tea. I'm not giving you anything that's gossip related. Just stuff that's general knowledge. So she has a blog because after she kind of stopped designing, she was still doing other artsy things, and she would post about them on her blog occasionally. And on her blog was when she made the announcement, you know, all the dragon designs that are on Patterns Online, which that's pretty much the only place you can still get her designs is Patterns Online, some of her designs. And she announced that she was removing all of her dragon designs. When someone asked why, the only answer was that it was a personal decision that had to do with her faith. So everybody's kind of making up their minds about what that means. And there's a lot of like, oh, well, it's probably because like some faiths believe dragons are demonic or whatever. So I'm not going to go into that just because I don't know what the gist is. I'm in the category of, I understand, like, I support that she can do whatever she wants with her designs. Like, no beef with that whatsoever. What bugs me is more like the squabbling between fans, I guess you'd say. And some people are like, oh, don't talk about it, it's none of your business, it's her decision. And I'm like, you know, we're allowed to be upset about it. You know, like, because her dragons are beloved, you know. And some people were upset because now they couldn't get them, you know, they hadn't bought it yet on Patterns Online because, oh, they figured it would always be there. That's never a good thing with cross stitch, and never assume it's going to stay there. That's why so many of us hoard patterns, I think it is. So a lot of people were upset. So that's where that came from. And that's why, like, on Patterns Online, you will not see a single dragon design, even though that's what she's the most known for, which including, I put this down here for this reason. This design is not on Patterns Online. This is the Enchanter. It's in that book. Is it? No, it must be in the other one. Here's what's in this first book. So we've got Magical Night, Castle Sampler, Carousel, Day, Rapunzel, Night, Unicorn, Stroke of Midnight, and Pegasus. So this guy is in the volume 2 of this book, which, by the way, the reason I bought this is that chart in the second book. The backstitch in it is horrible to read. And there's a lot of backstitch in this design. I know you can't tell from this picture, but like this, all these leaves in this tree, these birds' feathers, these columns, his robes, like Teresa loves her backstitch. So I bought this just so I could have a clearer image of it. And I actually got it for a pretty good deal too, but this one's out of print. I don't use kits much. I'm not a fan of sorting through wads of floss. I'd rather have a fresh skein to use. So, but that's just me. I don't know when I'll start that design, but oh, I almost forgot the reason why I pulled that out. Oh my God. So anyways, this design is not on Patterns Online because apparently, try to get the glare off, this bird creature is a dragon. Apparently, it looks like a bird to me, but it's breathing fire, so I guess that makes it dragony. Some of her dragons do kind of have a bird-like look to them, so. But that's not on there because that's a dragon. So, I don't know, but that's the information we were given, and that's why her dragons are so hard to find. That's why the dragon charts, if you find them on eBay, are so high sometimes. So, but yeah, there's the Teresa Wentzler tee is her main website, not the bulletin board that I talked about, her website for her design, which had like the inventories, the floss list, her little freebie designs, not just the dragons, because there were a few freebie dragons. There are a few dragons that have been lost into the void, so to speak, because they were on Patterns Online as a digital copy only. So now that that's taken down, there's no hard copy that you can happen upon. Like she has her limited edition little dragon. There was only 1,000 of them printed. You Were Hatched, I think is the name of it. That pops up on eBay occasionally, but it's a hard copy. So you have a chance, even though it's rare and it's a limited edition, there's only 1,000 of them. You do have a chance of finding that. Whereas like some of the other dragons, not so much. So, but yeah, there's the Teresa Wentzler tee. So I wanted to share that with you. Okay, let's get into my whips now. Again, this will be quick because I don't have a ton. But I decided after I put Japanese Zen Moss Garden away, I decided to pull out something. I pulled out Fairy Moon. And let me get her unrolled here. This fabric is Da Vinci by Picture This Plus. It's probably my favorite fabric of theirs, even though it's come out kind of wonky looking the last few times I've seen it. But here's Fairy Moon. So what I was working on was her wing here. These colors are not showing up too well. Sorry about that. But I was working on her wing, and I was going to finish her wing, but then I got bored with the color because it was a lot of filling in. So, but I think she's looking really cool in this fabric, and she's got this big white dress, so I think it's going to be neat. I am going to change her hair color. Not sure what color it's going to be. I think maybe like a tanzanite purple, like a not human color. I think I'm digging that for her hair. So there's that. And I moved off of her because I kept sitting down to stitch on her and being like, this color again, which I need to start tackling her dress because her dress is massive and very white. And I've stitched this design before. So I remember what not fun that white dress was. And here I am doing it again. I did it on a boring fabric last time. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing her over that. And I don't know, I just really like her. Okay. Then I pulled out, this is kind of my jumpstart piece because I love working on this piece and I never want to put it down. So I pull it out when I'm trying to get my stitchy motor going because she usually gets me going because she's got really bright, vivid colors. This is, her name's Gypsy Queen. I call her Tribal Queen because gypsy is a racial slur. But I decided I wanted to get this geometric stuff kind of filled in, but I ended up finishing this pedestal bit first. So got that bit done, so that's cool. And then I filled in some of these geometric bits, and I'm stopping on her now because I don't want to finish her yet. Like, I want to prolong it a little bit. These colors are kind of washing out too. That's annoying. Which this fabric never shows up proper. It looks so gray, but it's actually kind of a tanzanite purple, and there's a few bits that look green. Just never shows up right on camera. Oh my god. But I'm having a lot of fun with her. I do kind of want to get her finished because I can already see in my head how I want her framed. I think I'm going to ship her off to Rensselaer Studios for the job too. So, but yeah, I'm going to probably be putting her away soon because I don't want to finish her yet. because she's my jumpstart design. What am I going to pull out to get me going, you know, if she ends up being done? So I'm enjoying stitching on her. She's a lot of fun. What's going on the frame after her, I'll show it to you since it's here. And I kind of just showed it to you a second ago. I should have pulled it out then, but my organizational skills are lacking tonight. But this is Teresa Wentzler's Peacock Tapestry. Now, this design is the second time I've started it. The last time I started it, it was the first Teresa Wentzler I bought and started, and still have not finished. I was stitching on Ada back then, and then I got on the Teresa Wentzler bulletin board, and I got like more into like more challenging cross-stitching techniques and fabrics and whatever, and I ended up becoming a stitching snob and only wanting to stitch on even weave and linen. So I didn't want to stitch it on Ada anymore, and it wasn't fun stitching this design on Ada because of all the quarter stitches. Like, look at these pear leaves. There's like boku quarter stitches, and not even the people always talk about the pear leaves, but this wing, oh my god, look at all the quarter stitches in it. I hope you guys can see that. But the last time I stitched it, I think I got the, blue part of the peacock done. Got about like maybe this much of the border done. And I'd started on the leaves, and then I was like, I'm going to stitch this on a different piece of fabric. And then, look, I miscentered it. I know, I'm an idiot, but at least I have enough, you know, so. And I did stitch it all the way to the bottom of the border because this is going kind of at a bit of a slant. So I do have enough, but I'm going to pull this design out just because every year I say I want to finish this design, and I have not even touched it this year. So it needs to go on the bars. I think I'm going to hit border since I'm in kind of still a stitchy slump. So I think some repetitive border will do me good. That, and there's plenty of border to work on here. I did have a lot of fun on the tail too. So if I get bored of stitching the border, I can jump on the tail. I should start tackling this branch too. And I'm not sure on this design, like I basically, the way I'm handling all these pear leaves is I'm stitching them basically one at a time. Like I pick a small section and one color, and I'll stitch that color. Then I'll go through and do the next color, and I won't move out of that section until I finish the leaves. Once I finish the leaves, I backstitch it. That way they don't get lost. So after I did all that, there's like some background like filler stitches, which if you can tell, there's none of those over here, and there's some in here. I kind of like the cleaner look without the filler stitch, so I'm thinking I might stop doing them. I think it'll be okay because like maybe this is like a less dense part of the tree, you know, but I just like the cleaner look. So I think I'm going to stop doing all the filler stitches because why not? But yeah, I like trying to finish big sections because, like, to me, the tail is a piece in and of itself. This top part of the tree, this branch, there's a whole grassy bottom part that I've got to get to as well. So she needs to get on the bars because she's taking me forever to stitch. She will be probably 20 years, probably more than that, 20 years in the making once I do finally get her done. So, but yeah, she's next on the bars. I also want to get a Shadeland on soon because I had a long list for my whip goals for the beginning of this year that I did not get to, and a lot of them were starting some of my Chatelaines. So I need to start a couple of those, and I need to get some stitches in the ones I've already got going. But anyways, the next thing is the ClaybyKim haul. So I went ahead and preset these guys up, and let's see, the last time I talked to you guys, I had mentioned that I had caught one of the purple sea dragons, but she hadn't arrived yet, so you haven't seen her yet. So you're going to see her for the first time. There's, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new dragons, and there's one dragon on here that's not new, and I'll explain why I decided to include her anyways. But here are my new dragons. Aren't they cute? So cute. Lori, why do you keep buying them? Because they make me happy, and they're tiny little sculptures, and they're cute. Okay, so let me go over all of them. So here is the little purple sea dragon. She's got a little shell on her head, and she's got a little shell that she's curling around. She's got a little blowhole mouth, which I think is cute. I love the way the colors are blended on her. I think she's really pretty. She's got little water splashes because she's a sea dragon. I have a lot of the sea dragons. She does them in a lot of colors. So like you can buy like a lot of them and they don't look the same. She does them different every year, which is one reason I like these ones. So Okay, the one next to it, this is the Aurora dragon, like the Aurora Borealis. Oh, I think this dragon is gorgeous. Like it's like sparkly. I'm trying to make it show up, but she put like little stars on it. The colors are pretty. I like its little antennae. It's got a real pretty little gem crystal thingy. And apparently a lot of other people like this dragon because the one that was on eBay went for like $600. So I think that's the most I've seen a ClaybyKim go for. And then this she called the Desert Sun Dragon. I like the textures in this one. And I didn't have one in like these type colors. And it made me think of Chatelaine's, I don't know the actual name, but it's like the Southwest Desert Garden type thing. It's got lots of snakes and stuff on it. So I was really eyeballing that one. And this one would be a good one for it. But I thought it was real pretty. Okay, then we get to this one. Now, here's my witch dragon from last year. So this is not the new dragon. This is probably my favorite dragon right now because I pull her out a lot. I like her colors. She's badass. And then she announced this dragon, which she called the Enchanter. And I was like, you know, my witch dragon needs a boyfriend. So I bought this one to be my witch dragon's boyfriend. And I like the little spots that he's got on him. The wings are real pretty. You can't tell. It looks like black and green, but it's actually like a dark purple. So pretty. And they're very happy together. Then this was the Swamp Skipper. I like it because it looks like a little alligator. And I like the colors. Again, really pretty colors. And then this is the Trick or Treat Dragon from this year. She's done Trick or Treat Dragons a lot. And I usually don't like the colors. She usually does them like candy corn colors. And I've got a lot of orange dragons, so I've never bought them. But then this year she did them purple and black. And I was like, oh yeah, now I'm down for it. So I finally got a Trick or Treat Dragon. So yeah, that's my new dragons. I love them. And that segues us into the giveaway. So, what the giveaway is going to be. I'm giving away some dragons. So, it's not going to be a giveaway like last time. It's going to be a charity giveaway. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a whole separate video for this. That way I can delete it when it's done. Because I don't want people like showing up like years later and entering it, you know. So, I'm going to delete that video once it's done. I will be giving away 6 dragons. But the way it's going to work is I will have charities assigned for them. I've got 3 that I'm going to go for. One's environmental, one's animal welfare, one's cancer related, you know. So I will have you, I'll have it like, okay, try and make this more oriented. This is why I'm going to make a separate video for this because I want to be clear. So I will post the dragon and it'll be like the last one. You will post in the comments, basically like for entering, like I'll give you a keyword. We don't want to use the word giveaway because that apparently invites trolls, you know, to the chat, and we don't want that. We don't want trolls getting the dragons. So don't use the word giveaway. And you will enter. I will randomly pick you, and if you are the winner, you will send $50 to this charity. I will send you the dragon. So you won't be sending me the money directly. You just need to show me like some kind of proof without, you know, giving anything, you know, financial related to me. You know, show me a receipt that you sent $50 to, you know, whatever charity. And then I'll send you the dragon. So I'll go over all the explicit rules in that video, but that's going to be the gist of it. So yeah, something to look forward to. Why are you giving away your dragons, Lord? Because I can't stop buying them and I really don't need more. So this is a way for me to freshen up my collection, still keep collecting, but also not be so super greedy and have all them. So I'm giving away the ones I don't use too much, or ones that I have since bought one that I like better, but it's like the same type design as years past. So there's nothing wrong with any of them. They're all pristine. They just don't get enough love. So they should go to someone who would love them. I am keeping this open to international just because you guys can't get ClaybyKims and I feel for you so hard. So, but yeah, the rules will be in that video. I will probably post it maybe November 15th. I'm going to try for somewhere in that range. I fly to get my tattoo on November 16th. I have to fly to Texas to get it done. So I'm going to try and get it posted before then. I'll probably film it pretty soon after this. That way I can just post it when I'm ready. And then I'm going to take the time through November to, you know, let people enter, and I'll probably do the drawing like the very beginning of December. I would like to have everyone's dragons on their way, very beginning of December. So it kind of hopefully beats the holiday rush, or at least makes it to you on time. So if you're in the United States, at least. So that's how that's going to work. And keep an eye on my Instagram. If you don't follow my Instagram, it's probably a good idea to, because I will announce on there the video is up, you know, for the giveaway, and I will probably delete that too once the giveaway is over, just because, again, I don't want people finding it years later and, oh, I'd like to have a dragon. So, but yeah, that's what I decided to do. A little bit of karma for both of us. You guys get to donate to a charity and you get a dragon. I get to make room for new dragons and, you know, make sure money's going towards a charity, you know, so it's karma for both of us. So, and also I did email ClaybyKim to ask her if it was okay if I did this. Not affiliated with her whatsoever. These are dragons from my own collection, not sponsored whatsoever by her, but she did say that it was cool, you know, so I just want to let y'all know about that, because I think that's important, you know, because it's her artwork, you know, and she should have a say in what happens to it. So she's cool with it. I have talked to her about it. So yeah, that's exciting for you guys. And I think that's pretty much it. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I think maybe I was going to show you a couple whips that I was going to get started. Maybe, because I am planning. Oh, yes. Now I remember what it is. Okay. So for my trip, I'm going to take some stitching with me. Something small. Haven't decided what yet. I've got a couple pieces that I'm picking through. I did take stitching last time. So actually it's up there. You can't really see it too well. It's this Shannon Christine Halloween design. I have a couple more of those charts, and I might just take another one of those. But then I'm flying to Austin, Texas to get my tattoo done. My son is coming along with me, so we're making a little trip out of it. We're going to take a day trip down to San Antonio, where Under the Sea Fabrics has their brick and mortar store. So I'm fingers crossed, hoping that I can maybe get in there. I know Leslie is having some health issues right now. If you have not heard, she's fighting breast cancer. So I don't know if I show up and the store's closed, it'll be fine. We'll move on from there. But oh my God, I'm so excited at the thought of going there and picking through some fabric. And another idea I have, there's a few new Bella Filipina designs that have come out. One is a gorgeous mermaid, which I think she's called Urja, but she's these rich jewel tones, and I'm like over the moon for her. But I haven't ordered her yet, because I have it in my mind, it would be cool if I could just buy her when I'm down there and bring her back with me, you know? So I think that might be fun. So yeah, some shopping. And I think it's probably going to happen this time. Like, I've wanted to make the trip down there both times, but it never happened, because the last two times I went to get my tattoo worked on, I went by myself. And I'm the type that, like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, but then you wake up the morning of and it's like, oh, I don't feel like doing all that. Well, now my son's coming with me, and he wants to see the Alamo, which is in San Antonio, and the Riverwalk and all that. So we're going to make a day of it, so that's like, it's probably more likely it's going to happen. So, and I checked, the day that we're planning on going is a day that they are supposed to be open. So fingers crossed. And I'll post about that on my Instagram too. So yeah, definitely follow my Instagram, which is, you know, Sharky Stitcher, just like this channel name here. I'll link it in the description below. So yeah, I think that is finally it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I have missed you. And yeah, hopefully I will see you guys again soon. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and yeah, all that good stuff until I see you guys again. And look out for the giveaway video in November. Bye, guys.